Hey, what's going on, guys? OJ back here with another video, and today we're gonna be talking about fighters that I like to hate watch. Uh, I don't really know why I hate most of these fighters. I just do. Like watching their fights infuriate me for some reason. For one reason or another. Whether it be like they have low output, whether it be like I don't think they're all that good. I don't know. For some reason, I just hate watching these fighters fight, and I made it a mission to continue to hate watch so I can laugh at them when they lose. All right. I don't know if that makes me a loser per se, but hey, I get entertainment out of it. So with that being said, I'm gonna have one fighter from every division, starting from men's flyweight all the way to heavyweight, and just give my reasons as to why I love to hate watch them. All right, starting off with the flyweight division, we got Amir Albazi. Before I start though, you'll see these letters in Korean, like I'm in Korea, so it's just gonna keep happening, right? If that bothers you, just leave a comment down below. But like, I'm not really gonna go out of my way to use like a VPN or anything to change this. All right, so deal with it. That being said, though, Amir Albazi, yeah, I have no idea why he's top five. That's literally the only reason why I hate watch him. Like his fight with Brandon Moreno, like sure, it was kind of fun because Brandon Moreno made it so, but realistically, it just kind of proved that Amir Albazi doesn't belong in the cage with Brandon Moreno. Hell, he lost his last fight with Kai Kara France, and that was when he was more active in the division. So it really bothers me that Amir Albazi is still top five in the flyweight division. And plus, he was supposed to fight Tatsuro Taira this weekend. Unfortunately, he pulled out, and then Hyunsung Park had to step up and then ultimately get destroyed. All right, I'm never forgiving Amir Albazi for that. Hyunsung Park, he'll be back, and I hope that the UFC puts him up against Amir Albazi because I legitimately believe he still has a chance. All right, leave a comment down below if you think so. All right, but Amir Albazi, yeah, pull out merchant, doesn't really fight. When he does fight, like he just kind of wrestle fucks people. He's like Muhammad Makayev, but worse in every aspect. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's just Muhammad Makayev, but even worse. I don't know how that's possible. Muhammad Makayev at times was like unsufferable to watch. Like it cured like my insomnia at times. But Amir Albazi has taken it one step further. So yeah, I just love to hate watch Amir Albazi, and hopefully he gets out of the top 10 by the end of 2026. All right, now for the bantamweight division, I got Daniel Marcos. This guy was about to be ranked in the bantamweight division, right? Now he lost to Montel Jackson, and Montel Jackson kind of put up a stinker in that performance. But can I be real? Like, it was Montel Jackson's fault. But at the same time, Daniel Marcos has a history of this. Like, for someone who was like 17-0 fighting prior to fighting Montel Jackson, like, this guy had no aura whatsoever. Like, he literally won his last fight against Adrian Yanez because Adrian Yanez is retarded. Like I just never believed in Daniel Marcos in the first place. Like he just fights very infuriatingly. Like he doesn't throw that much. Like I don't know how he wins some of his fights. Like especially the Davy Grant fight. Like he like just stood there like a statue in the third round while Davy Grant was teeing off on him. And somehow Daniel Marcos won that round. I have no idea how that's possible, but hey, this is the UFC. They can't get anything right. Daniel Marcos, simply put, like unless he actually steps it up, and I understand that he can knock out like schmucks, all right, but I want to actually see him step it up against like decent level competition, like top 25 ish in the bantamweight division. Like I want to actually see him like throw some combinations and not just like stand there like relying on the fact that Adrian Yanez is a retard. So yeah, Daniel Marcos, until he actually like sorts out his output and stuff, yeah, I'm just gonna keep on hate watching him because yeah, it's just not the most exciting style to watch. And honestly, I have no idea how he was about to be ranked in the bantamweight division. All right, now up next we got William Gomez. Now William Gomez is the antithesis of a fun striker. This guy is the definition of a French kickboxer. Point fighting at range, uh, constant feints nonstop just to throw like three leg kicks around, constantly moving on the back foot, never really engaging any offense outside of leg kicks. Like William Gomez, like this dude is impossible when it comes to like having him make a fun fight, unless you're Hyder Emil, because Hyder Emil's goaded like that. Like I've watched his fight with Joe Anderson Brito. I'm like, how the hell did he win this? He just kind of tapped that range, and then like when the judges called a robbery for him, like he's just screaming in the mic and getting that French crowd hyped. Like, no, brother, like no, you're not getting someone hyped off a performance where you just nonstop ran away and then like you threw like pitter patter shots, and like I understand that like, oh, the numbers, like the strike numbers, were to his favor in that fight. Like he didn't throw anything damaging. He was like me in sparring. Like, why would I watch this on like a main card of a fight night? Like, I just watched my shitty sparring footage. All right. Am I saying I'm at the skill level of William Gomez? Of course not. William Gomez will probably fuck me up. But the point I'm trying to make is that William Gomez, he might not fuck me up. Like he might just take me to a boring leg kick decision for 15 minutes. Like he done that with everybody. The only person he's like had a TKO against was against another French dude where he groin shotted him and then for some reason the ref called it a body kick. I have no idea how anybody can find William Gomez entertaining. And I have no idea why you would support William Gomez career wise because like he's just not gonna produce any fun fights. But yeah, that's why I love to hate watch him. And I'm actually glad that Hyder Emil won. All right, you can call it a robbery for all you care. I don't give a fuck. Hyder Emil's goaded for making William Gomez have a fun fight. So I'm gonna keep saying that if you believe that William Gomez won that fight, you are just coping. All right, now up next we got Nazareth Haqparast. Now there are a couple of fighters in the lightweight division that I could also put on this list. Daniels Huber I've been hate watching for a while. Uh, who else was that name? Hassan Zada. Yeah, I've been hate watching him for a while. Who else was there? I forgot. Like, oh, Ottoman Zaitar. Yeah, I remember. Just I don't know. Just they're just not fun at all whatsoever. But Nazar Hackpress. The reason I chose him is because he hasn't lost recently, and that's what pisses me off. Like, how did the judges give him the fight with Esteban Ribovic. All right. I understand that people in my comments are always like, oh, Nazareth Hackpress landed the better shots in the first two rounds. Did he? All right, sure. Like he landed the cleaner shots. Did they do shit though? No, realistically, did they actually do shit? Like Nazareth Hackpress, he doesn't have power in his hands. He gasses out in two rounds. And like he throws like relatively low output. All right. And the fact that the judges will give him, oh, he landed like a few more clean right hands. I'm like, bro, did that stop Esteban Ribovic from beating the shit out of him towards the later half of the second round and the third round? I don't think so. Like you could just watch the end of the second round and the third round, and like you'll find that Nazar Hack press. Like sure, he was landing clean, but that didn't stop shit from Esteban Ribovic, who was just trying to like clean his head off. All right. I don't know why the judges gave it to Esteban Ribovic. And even if you believe that Nazar Haqparast won, all right, can we just admit that Esteban Ribovic would have been winning? Like, that would have been 1,000 times better because nobody gives a shit about Nazar Haqparast. Like, he already lost to Bobby Green. He lost to Dan Hooker. Esteban Ribovic, he's a guy that can actually go 5 rounds. And he's a guy that hasn't fought any of the ranked contenders that are coming out of the rankings. And he's also a guy that just is gonna probably do better than Nazareth Haqparast. Like, why are we building up Nazareth Haqparast? Like, seriously, it's not just his fight with Esteban Ribovic. Like, we gave his fight to Jared Gordon. Like, what are we doing here? And sure, it was like a very similar situation, but the difference was Jared Gordon was like landing a very effective jab on Nazareth Haqparast throughout the whole fight, and especially in the third round. Like, sure, Nazareth Haqparast tit for tat just landed like maybe like two more strikes. I didn't stop Jared Gordon from beating him up. So I really don't understand why the UFC is building up Nazareth Hackprest, but I'm gonna continue to hate watch Nazareth Hackprest until he loses. All right, now moving on to the welterweight division, we got Renat Fakhretdinov. Now, Renat Fakhretdinov. Now, a lot of people probably hate him because of the Carlos Leal fight. No, 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 no. I've been hate watching this dude longer than that, right? Ever since the Elijah Zaleski dos Santos fight, right? Because ever since that fight, I don't think Renat Fakhretdinov has been able to win cleanly, right? Every time it's some controversial decision, every time he wins by just crotch sniffing his opponent, right? Like a lot of people overuse the term crotch sniffing, and particularly against the Russian fighters. I don't call most of them crotch sniffers. All right, I think most of them they're like kind of fun, but Renat Fakhretdinov, no, he's the definition of a cross sniffer. All right, he's not really getting any of these takedowns that he's shooting for. He's just holding someone up against the fence. He's not even kneeing to the thigh. Like that's what's really infuriating. Like when you're watching Renat Fakhretdinov like work against the fence, he's just holding on to a shitty double leg and just like he's just hoping that you don't break out of it. Like, watch the Dalby fight. Like, he didn't do shit in the clinch. He just held Dalby up against the fence as Dalby's like fucking elbowing him to the side and just trying to get break away. Like, Renat Fakhretdinov, all right? He's not fun. He's not fun. He's not good. And I will continue to hate watch him because I have no idea how he's still undefeated in the UFC technically. But hopefully that's going to change in his next fight. All right, now up next we got Roman Dolidze, who's gonna be fighting this weekend. He's kind of the inspiration to this video. Now, Roman Dolidze for the longest time, like I just thought he was incredibly mid. Like he made Nasruddin and Mavov look incredibly boring. And I understand that Nasruddin and Mavov does kind of look boring at times, but that's because like you're clinching up against him and all doing all that. Like this guy, he's just a punching bag. All right. Against anybody who's like decent in the middleweight division, this guy is just a punching bag. And now like Kevin Holland lost to him. That's shameful. Marvin Vettori lost to him. That's shameful, especially because Marvin Vettori got styled on by Roman Dolidze. Like, name one thing you were like wowed by Roman Dolidze, right? Like, he had that calf slicer against Jack Hermanson 3 years ago, and then proceeded to do absolutely nothing for the next 3 years. I have no idea how that's possible. Not even like a legitimate finish. Like even the Kevin Holland fight, it was because of the rib injury. Like this guy is I don't know how he's on a 2-fight win streak. He's still top 10 in the middleweight division. And if he wins this fight next weekend, I'm going to have to legitimately think that Roman Dolidze is a contender. Yeah, I don't want to live in a world where I have to see Roman Dolidze possibly fight for a title elimination bout. All right. That's not where I'm going to be living. We as in me and Anthony Hernandez and every one of you guys who agree with me, we will be watching Roman Dolidze get absolutely mauled by Anthony Hernandez. We will be watching Anthony Hernandez just submit him in the second round, and we will be getting a title elimination bout next because Roman Dolidze, God forbid, he gets one. All right, now up next we got Alexander Rakage. Now I've had this opinion about Rakage for a long time. I think he's basically the light heavyweight version of Leon Edwards. Now, I don't know why some people thought that Alexander Rakic could have beat Magomed Ankalaev. Like this guy literally came off a loss to Yuri Prohaska. He got his ass beat, and then somehow he finds himself in another number one contenders fight. Right? He didn't even fight anyone before between there, and then people are like, "Oh, Alexander Rakic is good. He has a chance against Magomed Ankalaev." Like, what are we doing here? Like, Rakic, he's just a head kick. Like, there's nothing else to his game. He doesn't really box. He can wrestle, but he doesn't really use it. Like, there's nothing interesting about Alexander Rakic other than the fact that he can low kick and he can like head kick. He can mix those two things up. Like, name one thing you've been wowed by Alexander Rakage by since like what 2020, 2021. He had a walk-off split decision with Anthony Smith. Like, if you're any sort of legitimate contender in 2020 or 2021, please knock out Anthony Smith. And this guy has been somehow the number 7 light heavyweight division, all right, despite losing 3 fights in a row. So I don't know what it takes to get Alexander Rakic off the rankings, or at least off the top 10, but I'm going to hope that it makes it. Like Mirzakhanov, please flatline him in cold because, yeah, I just don't believe in Alexander Rakic whatsoever. And I'm just never going to pick him to win a fight. All right, last but not least, for the heavyweight division, we got Ryan Spann. Now, a lot of people who have been watching my videos know my takes on Ryan Spann. All right. And I'm going to be honest, I don't have any justification for them other than the fact that he lost to Anthony Smith twice and he lost to Waldo Cortez Acosta. And somehow the UFC still thinks of him as a legitimate top 10 prospect in the heavyweight division. I don't know why the UFC does this, but for some reason, they legitimately think that if Ryan Spann locks in, then he'll become a world champion. He got knocked out by Bushkov a couple of months ago. He got knocked out by Waldo Cortez Acosta because he decided to throw wheel kicks every time he got wobbled. And the only time he's actually getting submissions is against 42-year-old OSP and I don't know, just fat fucks like Lucas Bresky. So Ryan Spann, all right, like he might be the coolest dude ever, but I'm gonna speak as someone who watches his fights, right? Like he, I don't know, he just doesn't live up to his potential. Every time I think he's gonna win, he lets me down in the most retarded way possible. Like, how are you losing to Anthony Smith in 2023? Anthony Smith is a walking corpse, and you actually gave that man life and belief that he still has a run in the light heavyweight division. And also, Ryan Spann, for some reason, the commentary team loves to glaze him. What did Ryan Spann do to deserve this much glaze? No, every single commentary team is like, oh, if Ryan Spann just locks in. Like, no, brother. We've seen you lose like 11 times. Like, by the ninth time, when you're losing to Anthony Smith, I'm not picking you to win a fight, right? The ninth time, it was when you should stop losing to Anthony Smith twice, all right? And like all of his recent losses, all right, maybe they aged well. All right. Waldo Cortez Acosta is somehow in the top 10 of the heavyweight division. Now, I don't think he's good. All right. So what does that make Ryan Spann? All right. Ryan Spann, simply put, is a can crusher who, for some reason, is getting heavily promoted by the UFC as if he's a legitimate contender. And that's why I'm going to be hate watching him until he loses his next fight. All right, that's gonna be for today's video. Leave a comment down below whether you believe these hate watches are justified or not, because I'm be real, I don't think they are, but I'm not gonna stop. But other than that, leave a comment down below, fighters you guys like to hate watch for no apparent reason. And with that being said, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.